Chapter 1: Awareness and Silence. Have you ever noticed that some people can exercise almost extraordinary control over their surroundings without saying a word? They don't shout, they don't beg, they simply withdraw. And suddenly, everything changes. Energy shifts. People start questioning. They follow. They begin to feel things. Now, imagine yourself. What happens if you do the same? If you stop reacting impulsively to everything, choose silence over habitual responses, withdrawal over anger. Here is the point. When you stop being constantly available emotionally, physically, and psychologically, people enter a state of crisis. Because they are used to controlling you through your reactions and predictability. But the day you choose to control yourself, the game changes. Those who thought they knew you will realize they never did. As Carl Jung said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves. When you become unreachable, who is truly helpless? Who reacts impulsively? Who provokes just to get a reaction? This reveals a lot about others, especially how much you are still being manipulated without even realizing it. Every "I can't say no," every impulsive response, every emotional overload takes a piece of your energy. At the end of the day, what remains? Fatigue, emptiness, and unexplainable exhaustion. Because to those who don't value your silence, you may be too accessible. This process is not about turning your back on the world. It's about choosing yourself. It is the beginning of what Jung calls the process of individuation, the journey to wholeness, authenticity, and completeness. Silence can be more powerful than 1,000 arguments. A deliberate, mindful pause is a movement of strength. And I ask you, looking into your eyes, how long will you continue to be controlled by others' manipulative emotions? Will you react like a puppet every time you get hurt? Perhaps it's time to take control and become untouchable. Because when you are untouchable, everything changes. Chapter 2: Emotional Mastery and Energy. Since childhood, you were taught to always be ready, to act without thinking, to please others, to say yes even when you mean no. Your value was tied to how available you were to others. But the truth is, being overly available and ready is not a virtue, it is a prison. As long as you are constantly ready for others, you are manipulated, drained, and forgotten when you no longer serve their purposes. Why? Because constant availability is predictability, and everything predictable becomes a tool. People use you as they need, seeking attention, comfort, or approval, and then leave you behind. You don't notice because you are trapped, Being ready for everyone will ensure someone is there for me too, but it doesn't work that way. The mask we call persona ensures you are accepted, loved, and recognized, and this mask makes you far too accessible. When pressured, you say okay. When tired, you respond instantly to messages. You explain yourself, try to justify, defend. But the truth is, the more you center yourself on others' stages, the more you disappear from your own. Being constantly available is a subtle form of self-abandonment. Seeking approval, avoiding rejection, trying to control what others think about you, the cost of this control is your peace. Your energy has limits, but you act as if it is endless. Chapter 3: Shedding the Old Self and the Birth of the New You. Always being ready, always responding. These habits leave you vulnerable to exploitation. Opportunistic people sense this, because when you don't conserve your energy, when you are available in every situation, when you try to understand everyone, opportunists take advantage. As Jung said, a healthy mind knows how to conserve energy for itself. This means being able to say no without guilt, remaining silent without fear, analyzing before reacting. True power lies not in reacting, but in choosing where and how to act. Every unresolved conversation, every misunderstanding, every injustice is a drain on your energy. You are still giving your energy away, letting opportunists exist just because you respond. Conserving energy, analyzing, and being selective ensures others can no longer manipulate you. Chapter 4: Discipline, Responsibility, and Ruthless Self-Confrontation. Conserving your energy is about being loyal to yourself, not to others. When you feed from your own energy, opportunists' manipulations become ineffective. You are no longer someone who reacts all the time. You own your decisions, your energy, and your value. You no longer have to give your energy to anyone or explain yourself to anyone. Limiting your availability does not make you less valuable. On the contrary, it makes you selective, strong, self-aware, and true to yourself. And you feel it. This discomfort is the sign of transformation. Chapter 5: Willpower, Silent Confidence, and Authoritative Male-Female Voice with a Deep and Resonant Tone. Speak slowly and deliberately, emphasizing key words to create psychological impact. Use a slightly persuasive, almost hypnotic rhythm, blending intensity with moments of calm reflection. Tone should feel intimate and personal, as if speaking directly to the listener's inner self. Allow natural pauses for reflection and add subtle inflection to highlight empowerment, determination, and quiet strength. Avoid monotone, convey both warmth and commanding presence. Chapter 5. Willpower, silent confidence, and unbreakable resolve. Willpower is silent, unshakable discipline. It is not depending on others, even when challenges arise. Silent confidence is built not on others' approval, but on self-trust. Unbreakable resolve is the decision to break the cycles that have kept you powerless your whole life. Every reaction is a loss of energy. Every excuse is energy wasted. Every emotional overload is lost time. When silence, willpower, and discipline unite, you become an invisible force. Even your inaction sends a message. Chapter 6. Inner Energy, External Relations, and Manipulation. Your energy is your most valuable resource, and opportunists often exploit it without you realizing. Manipulation rarely comes loudly. It comes silently through those who drain your energy. Stop being ready and available. This is not a sign of weakness. It is protecting your own energy field. Silence becomes your shield and power source. When you invest energy inward, you notice that energy drainers affect you far less. Protecting your energy, learning to say no, letting go of unnecessary burdens, neutralizes manipulation. Now you are no longer caught in others' emotional games. Control is entirely yours. Chapter 7. The Power of Silence and the Final Stage of Personal Transformation. Turning inward is no longer just silence. It is the manifestation of your inner strength and resolve. You are no longer dependent on the external world. You draw from your own inner center. Conserving your energy now makes you untouchable. Manipulation no longer works. Solitude may feel uncomfortable, but it is a sign of empowerment and transformation. You no longer serve others' approval, you serve your own life. The language of silence speaks for itself, gives you strength, and reveals others' true nature. By staying true to yourself, protecting your energy, and knowing your worth, you become valuable, rare, and unforgettable. This is the manifesto of personal transformation, freedom, and power. You now accept only what aligns with your peace, truth, and wholeness.